Aries, born March 21st to April 19th. What can you expect for the month of April 2019? Let's tune in and find out. So Aries, I feel like whatever has been kind of squeezing you, like whatever the situation is that has you feeling squeezed, whether it's a friend who, is just not being a good friend right now. They're just, very self-absorbed, talking about themselves, not really inquiring about you. If it's like a situation like that, we're like, oh, give me a break. Or if it's a situation, a financial situation or another type of relationship situation, I feel like this is the month you kind of like get out of it. Like you just like are able to assess what's going on. You're able to speak your truth around it. You're able to kind of get some breathing room around that relationship, around that conversation. And I really think it happens more towards the end of the month with the full moon in Libra, which is the second full moon in Libra, bringing in balance and calmness and harmony to our relationships, right? So this volatile energy that you may be experiencing, in these with your friendships or with your wow, my whole throat's closed. With whatever it is that has you kind of just confined, I feel like you're going to get some relief around the 19th on it. Okay? All right, so now let's focus on your romantic relationship. So those of you that are in a committed romantic relationship, let's see what April has in store for you. So I feel like you may have to, pump a little energy into the relationship. You guys are, you guys are mover and shakers. You like to spice things up. And I feel like you may have to pump some energy into your partner a little bit. And then I feel like if finally they may kind of be able to give some back to you. So things kind of slide more towards your direction towards the end of the month. So I feel like that energy starts to come back to you, all the things that you put into that relationship. So why not? It's your birthday, right? Which, by the way, happy birthday to all of you Aries. So enjoy it. There's more energy coming in. We have a new moon in Aries for you. So for your relationships, I just feel like it feels very sweet to me. It feels like there's some attention coming your way. There's some patience coming your way, an opportunity for your partner to give to you, for you to be able to receive. But do it without expectations, because I feel like if you have too much of an expectation around what they may or may not do, disappointment can happen, right? So be willing to not know, be willing to, whatever. Or the other thing is you can always make the plans yourself, right? Maybe not certainly as much fun, but definitely you wouldn't be disappointed because you're in control. So see that as an option for you guys as well. Now, for some of you, that may cause some frictions with your partners because they just want to do something nice for you. And if you're always jumping in ahead and doing it for yourself, then what are they going to do for you, right? So you may need to have a conversation around that or talk about that so that the relationship, you're kind of letting them do for you for a change, right? And because it's important for the giver to be able to have someplace to give. And so we need you to be able to receive too, Aries. Okay, so let's look at anything else about your romantic relationship for the month for Aries. So, you want to be patient with yourself and your own personal expectations, and then be careful that that doesn't bleed out into your relationship with your partner. Because you guys are such driving forces that sometimes when you're hard on yourself, it can kind of bleed out to the people around you. So whether it's, being moody or whether it's just being, cranky, but I feel like if you can be more patient with yourself and just happier with where you are, that's going to bring more harmony into your personal relationship with your partner. And then I feel like they will feel like, oh, they're calm, so I can get close to them. So if there's benefit for you having patience with yourself. It allows other people to get closer to you. So I definitely feel that's in store, available for you this month. So if you can just think of it that way, if I can just be patient with myself, I'm going to get more out of my other relationships. They'll all be closer to me. So not just your romantic relationship, but everybody in general. Okay, so let's look at those of you who are looking for love and interested in a romantic relationship for April. So let's see what's in store for you, Aries. So there's an opportunity for you to get excited about opening the door to new things, trying new things, putting yourself out there, being in new social circles, whether you want to take up a foreign language or dance or, um, electronics, information about, editing or graphic design or decorating, all anything, right? But I feel like this desire to go try something new can open doors to meeting new relationships, to open doors to meeting new individuals romantically. So I feel like if you're willing to go try something new, you may get more than you bargained for. You may find, a new love interest. So take a look around, and what have you always wanted to do? It could be something as simple as getting in an exercise class that you haven't tried before, or taking up kickboxing, or anything to kind of like move the energy through your body. And that can be through dance. It can be, taking up a theater class or a comedy class, anything that is self-expression, right? So you become more self-expressed, and it's kind of like an oxymoron, right? I mean, Aries are kind of known for expressing themselves, but this is different. This is trying something new, right? Trying something new, or maybe you don't have your confidence that you normally have. But you're going there to try this new thing. It could be rock climbing, it could be anything, right? But going to try it, it opens the door to a vulnerability in you, and that vulnerability is attractive. And it's that vulnerability that's going to open up to other areas of your life, namely romance. So whether you meet them at that new activity, but that new activity is going to cause you to become vulnerable, which allows you then to be seen and allows people to kind of see you at your best. Because a vulnerable Aries is really attractive, right? Because that's, when you can be really self-confident, but at the same time, you're willing to kind of like be vulnerable with somebody, really attractive. And a lot of really confident individuals or headstrong or powerful people kind of don't know how to do that, or they see it as a weakness. And it's not, especially in the area of romance. You've got to have that, right? Especially if you want a decent romantic partner, unless you just want sex. If you just want sex, you can have sex anytime you want, right? But we were talking about relationship. So go try something new. It's going to make you vulnerable. That's going to turn on that part of yourself, and that will bring in a new guy or girl, whatever your preference is. It's good. So a new human that is compatible for you. So I like that a lot. Okay, so let's move into money and career for Aries. What's in store for you guys for the month of April? Money. I just see money coming in. Like I hear cash registers. So if you sell something, if you're a salesperson, I feel like you're going to get some decent sales this month. If you're trying to sell something, I just hear cash registers coming in. So this is a good sign. I wouldn't worry about money this month at all. It just would be, I see you guys rolling, like really moving, 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 moving. So I think you're going to have this be a bigger money month than maybe the previous months. There's just a lot of energy coming in for you with money this month. So more opportunities. It may even be that for some of you that work 9 to 5, there could be some overtime, or there could be like a weekend thing where you're invited and you get paid and it's fun. So I also see some moving into career. I see some fun events for you this month, right? Like not surprise, they're planned, but they feel like they're fun, right? So maybe you have a work trip that turns out to be really fun. So I really like that. It's a fun way to make some money. So there's definitely opportunity to have some fun mingled in with your career. See if there's anything else about your career. You want to be careful that you don't cross the line. In other words, you know how sometimes these work trips or just at the office, you start to feel really comfortable, and you kind of just let your guard down and you start to be you. And there's a little bit of a danger in that, where that work play mode, where you start to get really fun and nice with your coworkers. and then you end up stepping on somebody's toe, and then the next thing you know, you're fired, your ass is out the door, right? So just be careful that you don't take too many liberties with the fun work thing or being too friendly with your peers or even your boss. So just remember your place, remember where you are. And if you're the boss and you're getting overly friendly with your employee, it could be that you might be the one who does the firing or the one that does a double check and says, hey, wait, still check yourself, right? You're still my employee. So just be aware that lines could get a little blurred around relationships if you're not careful this month. Okay. And that probably brings us into we have the new moon in Aries. So let's look at that. What's coming up for you guys around the new moon? I feel like there's something that you've been working on for a long time that finally comes in. And for some of you, it may take more doing. It may be like, okay, this is happening, but I've got to do this, right? And you might have to just take a crowbar to it, wreck it a little bit, and then shift some things. So don't be afraid to make bold moves. Don't be afraid to make some adjustments that you need for yourselves. Especially around this new moon, around the 5th. And then we have the full moon in Libra on the 19th. This is gonna simmer things down for you in terms of your relationships that may have gotten a little bit out of hand or a little bit, out of control. So that full moon in Libra brings more patience, more passion, in terms of passion, meaning your personal desire to have things work out, your personal desire to watch your tongue, or your personal desire to sit back and let somebody else make the first move, right? Bringing things back into balance, keeping any volatile energy normalized and calm. So you're never going to turn into a pussycat, so don't worry about that. This is just keeping or using more of the Libra energy for the balance. And this is the second Libra moon. So evidently our universe needs a lot of balance at this time. So, it's being poured into the ethers so that we can benefit. So we'll have more patience, we'll have more harmony. And you guys are really good at making decisions. You want to be careful that you don't go too chop, 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 too many fast decisions around that with that new moon. Just to still be methodical and thorough. It just feels like I get a little bit, if I make too many quick decisions, a little bit like I cut off my nose to spite my face, right? Kind of thing, like you're hurting yourself somehow. So just slow down with the decisions around that period. And my jaw actually hurts from like talking, right? Like talk, talk, talk. So just be aware of any decisions that you're making around that new moon, around that 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, that time period there. Just be thoughtful with them, okay? I'm not saying don't make them. I'm just saying slow down, be thorough, and then make them. Okay. All right, let's see if there's any health or surprises for you in Aries for April. Some of you may be coming off of a cold or a sinus issue. Feeling a little pressure here and pressure on my eyes. It could be also hay fever for you or spring fever kind of energy. The biggest thing is take care of yourself, slow down, don't overdo. Just be able to take care. Sinuses are also a lot of internal frustration, self-hatred directed ourselves. When we're an overachiever and things don't quite get there, or you feel like maybe you're lagging behind, or I didn't do it right, or it didn't look the way I thought it was going to look in my mind, we can turn inward on ourselves and create internal anger. And I'm just feeling this pressure in your nose. So just notice if you're doing that, and if you do, stop. Right? Just stop. Stop beating yourself up. Just love you. You've done it the best you could, and things have worked out the way they've worked out, and just kind of enjoy it. Right? Let those kind of like fires simmer, and don't beat yourself up. And I feel like the health issue, it just feels like that will kind of move away from you. I don't see it being a big thing. For some of you, there is some lung stuff, just, hard to breathe, that sort of thing. It could be old grief as well that you're dealing with. And so it's positive for you to be able to kind of release that as well. So take time for yourself. And then I just feel like that's all that's kind of needed around that health issue. See if there's any surprises for you in April. Yeah, you might be asked to give an important speech, asked to make an important introduction. My whole throat is closing up. So there may be a positive surprise, but it's an ask of you, and I feel some fear around it, right? So whatever this ask is, I feel like you guys may be experiencing as fear, and you just want to, you always have the prerogative to say no. Not that you probably would, because I feel like this is a good thing. I don't feel like it's a bad thing. I just feel like it touches on your pressure of needing to do it right. And you're just being asked to not be afraid, to welcome it, and then to really create it in your mind's eye as positive, and this is going to work out, and just even imagine whatever is being asked of you, that it's smooth and it's going to go fine and beautiful and lovely, and people are going to appreciate it and acknowledge your efforts and your work. So this feels like like I said, it feels like it's an acknowledgement of you, a special thing, whether you're asked to officiate somebody's wedding, or you're asked to, give a big presentation at work, or you're being asked to, organize something at your kid's school, or you've just been nominated or voted in as, as a president, or some special big position at work or school. It just feels like there's a little bit of fear there in performance and in being able to do it. So just let go, do some healing work around it, trust yourself, write out your scripts, envision yourself doing it right. If you get stuck, call me. I'm really good at creating scripts in the mind that allow you to automatically be differently and remove those fears and those blockages and that performance anxiety or whatever it might be. And just know that, you're right where you need to be. This is like a great honor, a great award. This is something that you've probably worked towards, or it's come back around. It could be a lifetime achievement award, right? There could be some embarrassment with this, like, wow, I'm a little uncomfortable receiving this kind of thing, right? So it's all this kind of emotion tied up together, but it ultimately feels really good, Aries. And I really think that you just need to say yes. All right, so that feels like the surprise for the month. Hope you guys have a wonderful birthday. Enjoy yourselves. Be well. Thank you for watching and viewing and liking and sharing my intuitive astrology. And I look forward to seeing you again next month.